start with Jigar Shah, Senior VP and Head of Research at Kimeng Securities, who joins us from Mumbai to speak about his sense of the markets currently. Jigar, good having you. Thanks so much for joining in. You know, the mood question on everybody's mind right now. One, with an assumption that there'll be a pop-up in TCS today morning and Infy will continue to slide lower, what happens next? Would this shift continue? Would it mean that TCS would continue to trade at much higher valuations and Infosys will continue to languish? How do you think the trade will shape up over the next, not just the next few days, but probably over the next quarter?
Well, my sense is that as the time goes, people would discover more reasons behind the performance of the two companies, dissect them, and the initial euphoria about how Infosys is better than TCS is better than Infosys will slowly come down, because the fact is that Infosys also had volume growth and they have not done too badly. However, they had some unfortunate incidents which led to more pressure on the near term, and I think they have rightly discontinued with the quarterly guidance, because I think that is distracting the company too much, and instead of looking at it from an annual perspective, people are more and more looking at this quarterly. So in that sense, I would say that Infosys should not be so much downgraded, and at the same time TCS has done well, and I must say that their performance in terms of volume as well as in terms of margin, earnings on every parameter is very strong. But Infosys at the current valuation doesn't have too much of downside, and their guidance, I believe, is quite conservative. They are pricing in the kind of loss of price and the portfolio mix that they had in the Q1, and if the conditions change in the forthcoming quarters, then probably they will do better than what they have guided. So I really don't feel that one quarter should be a determinant of one company versus the other, and that the premium should increase for Infosys and discount the premium for TCS should increase over Infosys. I don't think that should be drawn as a conclusion from this.
Other stock, which I think will get probably lost out amidst all of these in news today, is Reliance Industries. I was hearing some bit about how there's a meeting from the planning panel to decide on a gas price hike. Heard anything to that effect? And if so, if that materializes, how big a positive it is for the stock, which is languishing at the bottoms?
Well, I think at this point of time, the last thing that you want to bet on is something happening due to government policy or the change in government policy. I mean, when you cannot do something about diesel, I really don't know, how you can do it about gas. And especially at a time when you are combating inflation, I really have my doubts that, something like this, which is a very, very big decision, so to say, can be taken in today's situation. I have my own doubts whether anything like that can happen.
What's the call, Jigar, on some of the banking names, especially the likes of HDFC, which came out with inline set of numbers, HDFC Bank to come out today, and the big expectations from State Bank of India to hopefully do an encore?
Well, we have been holding a view for the past 1 year of preferring investment in the private banks as compared to government banks, and we still feel that private banks, both in terms of credit growth as well as in terms of asset quality, will stand out. I still feel that the kind of CDR cases that are happening today versus what was there 1 year back, the government banks will have a lot of tough time. But someone like HDFC Bank will definitely continue to do very well even in these circumstances and gain share from the government banks. So we remain quite positive on the private banks as a sector, and within that, our top picks are Federal Bank and Yes Bank. We feel these banks are well placed to continue their growth momentum and asset quality.
Jigar, a pocket that moved up yesterday quite substantially was the UB Group. Now there's talk of some stake sale that could happen in United Spirits. The valuations may be whichever, it could vary from 800 to 1100. But just wondering if you track this one, how big a positive it is for United Spirits and probably even the whole group, because this has been a beleaguered group of sorts over the last, 12 to 18 months.
Yeah, we actually recently came out with initiating buy on United Spirits. We feel that the company's core business of alcohol beverages is considerably undervalued. Given the kind of demand growth which we are witnessing here, and the kind of new products that the company has launched and the response it has got. The entire Kingfisher episode is having a cloud on the group, especially on United Spirits. However, we believe that United Spirits is quite ring-fenced, and ultimately, there is a strategy of selling non-core assets and reducing the leverage. And also, if the FDI opens up in the aviation sector, there will be some more equity infusion from a global carrier. So overall, we see strong possibilities of a rescue of Kingfisher. And even in the worst case, if that rescue does not happen, I think there could be some alliance with a global alcohol beverage major, which will allow United Spirits to unlock its value. I mean, today in the current market capitalization, which it does not factor in even half of the sales value. I mean, the retail sales of United Spirits is at a gross level around 400 billion rupees, and your market capitalization is less than 100 billion rupees. So that is quite quite attractive for any global major who is more looking at the business rather than the short-term earning scenario. Also, we believe that there is substantial value in the White and McKay, which also can be unlocked partly, and the problem can be sorted out. So I think there are various measures which they can take to improve this situation, and probably all these steps should unfold over the next 3 to 6 months. We strongly believe that this United Spirits is a very strong franchise to really go down, and the way probably investors have reacted in the last 1 year, where the stock has probably come down to almost 50%, by almost 50%, is unwarranted, because the long-term prospects of the business are very, very strong.
Right.
And the fears are kind of exaggerated.